on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. And hey, if you're a college football fan or college basketball fan, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day, and sometimes I do college basketball videos, especially when March Madness rolls around. Don't forget to check out the Patreon page. We have a much wider selection over there. And if you want Gold and Blue Dude merchandise, that's where you'll find it. And don't forget about my PayPal contest. The person with the highest donation by the end of this month wins a brand new 42-inch Roku Smart TV worth $300. Gold and Blue Dude is also on TikTok, so go check out my TikTok videos. Not gonna lie, I'm not feeling good at all today. I don't know if I have a stomach bug or the flu or whatever, but the grind continues. Still putting out a video even though I'm sick. Before I get started on this video, special shout out to Scotty B, the Baylor King, one of my most loyal subscribers. He's been here since pretty much the very beginning of this. He's being honored as the Fan of the Year. I think the announcement's going to be in the last game of the Baylor basketball season when they play Iowa State. So keep your eyes out for that. I think that's in a week or so. He's literally being considered the best fan in the nation this year. So that's crazy to say. My subscriber, Scotty B, the Baylor King, best fan in the nation for 2022. All right, today I want to talk about college football and some of the changes that may or may not need to happen. I'm going to go through a list. I kind of saw this on ESPN, so I decided to give my own take on this. Now, the first thing that probably needs to actually change is taunting. The taunting rules, the taunting penalties, I think is a little much, especially with the horns down. I especially know about that as a West Virginia fan. To me, as long as you're not like being racist, cussing people out, doing obscene gestures, then you should be able to celebrate like you can in the NFL. I mean, the NIL was passed, so they're starting to be able to be paid. Why not let them celebrate like the NFL, you know? And if you don't like the celebration, don't let it happen. Let it fire you up. Let it motivate you more to play better defense. So, to be quite honest with you, I think the taunting penalty needs to go away as far as the way it's labeled now. But of course, for cussing, racism, and obscene gestures, they need to be tossed and probably kicked off the team. But this regular taunting, come on guys, give me a break. The next thing is instant replay. I really don't know how I feel about this. I actually like instant replay. I want things to be called correctly. But I do see their point. The way refs call the game now is they know the instant replay will get it right. They just want to keep the flow of the game going and then let instant replay figure it out. But the counter argument is that it actually disrupts the flow of the game. I could live with or without instant replay, so I'll let y'all leave comments about that one. The down by contact rule. I like this. I think that it needs to be the same as the NFL. Right now, the rule is any part of the body besides the feet and the hands is considered down. I think we need to transition to the NFL rule where you have to touch them while they're down. I mean, think about it. How many great plays have we missed because they were ruled down by contact? A leaping interception is made. Well, he landed on his knees or pretty much his entire body, so he's down by contact. He could have returned that for a touchdown for an even more exciting play. What about receivers that have to stretch out for the ball? Well, if you catch it, you're pretty much going to be down by contact because there's no way you're going to be able to land on either your hands or your feet. And I promise you, that's one that you definitely will not regret. We will see a lot more amazing plays in college football. The next thing, since the NIL has been passed, and to be honest with you, I actually agree with it. I think these players should be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. I mean, the schools, conferences, and everybody else makes money off of it. Why can't they? But the only thing is, it seems like the teams with the biggest boosters and that have the most money will get the best players. So since we've went in that direction, we need to have a salary cap. I mean, let's be honest. The NIL is basically a salary for college athletes. So just like the NFL, we need to have a salary cap. I guess they would call it the NIL cap. I don't know. This one I'm not so sure on. Don't stop the clock after a first down. I kind of like that because it's kind of a mini timeout. You do need some definition between the NFL and college football. I think this is one of those definitions that people automatically know about. In the NFL, it keeps winding. In college football, it resets. I think it's 5 seconds, something like that. So I would actually keep that. But once again, I'm going to leave that up to the comments section. Y'all let me know, should they keep the clock stopping after a first down or should they keep winding it like the NFL? Changing the overtime rules. Yes, I completely agree with this. Now, I will say that college football has it correctly as far as giving each team a chance to score in every overtime. 25-yard line, I'm okay with that. That's debatable, but I'm okay with the 25-yard line. But then having to exchange 2-point conversions after the third overtime, not so sure about that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they actually changed that to swapping 2-point conversions in every overtime. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that. And the one little thing that I would change about this, and y'all might not like this at all because nobody likes to tie a football game, but I would say you need to limit the amount of overtimes. I would say 6 or 7 overtimes should be the limit. I know there was a game that went 9 overtimes last year, and we would have missed that. But still, if it's not decided within 6 or 7 overtimes, this is pretty evenly matched. Call it quits, call it a tie. I know that sucks, but I think we need to limit the overtimes, because there will come a day where we're going to see like a 20 overtime game, and that's going to be ridiculous. So give them several overtimes, like 6 or 7, but you need to put a cap on it. And what about the helmet comes off rule? If your helmet comes off during a play, then you cannot play the next play. I think that's kind of stupid. I get that they're thinking about the safety of the players, but really that's not thinking about the safety of the players. Because if you put your helmet back on, you're going to play with your helmet on the next play. So why do they have to sit out? I think that's a stupid rule. It makes no sense. Honestly, I wish somebody would explain to me why they do that. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding it, and there's actually a really good reason why they do that, and I just don't know about it. So if you know the really good reason, please leave a comment in the comment section talking about that, because I don't know what the really good reason is for that. Then there's the debate about the targeting. My gosh, there's been a few players that got ejected because of targeting, and it was clearly not targeting. I mean, if a person leads with the crown of his helmet and launches himself, that is targeting. If you're tackling somebody in their midsection and they're not expecting it, that's not targeting. That's just tackling, as long as you're not leading with your helmet. So there's been several targeting calls that I highly disagree with. So they need to revisit that rule and make sure the referees understand that rule, because that affects an entire team greatly. You could eject a star player, and if it's at the beginning of the game, they're out for the rest of the game. If it's in the second half, they're out the rest of the second half, and they're out the first half of the next game. So make sure you get that rule right, and make sure the refs understand that rule. To me, it seems like a lot of these rules just come off as laziness. The NCAA or whoever makes the rules doesn't put enough time to actually make it clear, and to make the implementation clear, and to make the execution of the rules clear. Just make it clear and make sure the refs know for sure when to call it. And if they do get it wrong, have some consequences for the refs. That would deter them from making these stupid, ridiculous targeting calls. Have some consequences for them. I'm actually going to make a separate video on why college football needs to pay the refs more. I mean, you'll see how crazy it is. They do not get paid nearly enough. So there are some mistakes that I can overlook. So keep your eyes out for that. A video out called Pay the Refs. And it was actually an idea by Joey Foster, my sponsor. So shout out to you, my friend. Anyways, y'all let me know in the comments section what you would change about college football. And of course, I'll leave you my opinion about your opinion. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.